Skol Nation, rise up. The purple and gold faithful, listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you will send shockwaves through every corner of Minnesota. We've got three massive developments that are shaking the very foundation of our beloved Vikings, and trust me, you're not ready for what's coming. Picture this. Our highest paid offseason acquisition is battling through adversity that could change everything. Our rising star receiver is about to break the bank in ways that'll make your head spin. And there's a four-time MVP quarterback situation that has NFL insiders whispering our name in the most unexpected way possible. Vikings Nation, I'm talking about moves that could reshape our entire 2025 season and beyond. We're looking at contract negotiations that could rival the biggest deals in NFL history, injury recoveries that have coaches doing backflips in the weight room, and quarterback rumors that are making even the Pittsburgh Steelers sweat bullets. This isn't just news, Skol Nation. This is the kind of information that separates the true purple believers from the casual fans. Every single development I'm about to share with you has direct implications for our championship aspirations, our salary cap, and the very soul of this franchise. Hit that like button right now if you bleed purple and gold. Drop a comment telling me which of these three stories has you most fired up. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, because Vikings Nation deserves to stay ahead of every single breaking story. The first bombshell involves our most expensive gamble of the offseason, and what I'm about to tell you about his recovery process will either fill you with incredible hope or leave you questioning everything. Are you ready to find out which side of history our $87.7 million investment falls on? Skol Nation, meet your newest Viking warrior, Will Fries. That's right, the 6'6", 305-pound absolute unit that the front office dropped a mind-blowing $87.7 million on, with $44 million guaranteed. But here's where this story gets absolutely insane, and why every single member of Vikings Nation needs to pay attention. Fries fractured his right tibia back in Week 5 last season, while he was having a breakout year with the Colts, and Vikings fans, that injury was so severe that 8 months later, he's still in recovery mode. We're talking about a guy who was supposed to anchor our offensive line, protect our quarterback, and justify nearly $90 million in investment, and he might not even see the field until training camp in July. But here's where this gets absolutely electric, Skol Nation. Head coach Kevin O'Connell just dropped some intel that has everyone in the building buzzing like crazy. While Freeze isn't on the field yet, what he's doing in the weight room is apparently so incredible that it's almost hard to believe how strong he is. Think about that for a second, Vikings Nation. We're talking about a former 7th-round pick out of Penn State who's turned himself into such a physical specimen that NFL coaches are doing double takes. This isn't just any player. This is a guy who was having a breakout season before that injury, and now he's coming back potentially stronger than ever. The Vikings are being smart about his recovery, and O'Connell made it clear they're not rushing him back. "We're being really smart, just with the injury that it was," he said. But Vikings fans, here's the kicker. There's still a chance we could see him in bits and pieces over the next 2 weeks. Meanwhile, Blake Brandel is holding it down at right guard with the first team, and our first-round rookie, Donovan Jackson, is expected to start immediately at left guard. The depth is there, the talent is building, but the question remains, will our $87.7 million investment be worth every single penny? But wait, Skol Nation, because if you think Will Fries' contract situation is wild, you haven't heard anything yet about what's brewing with one of our most explosive offensive weapons. Vikings Nation, hold on to your purple jerseys, because Jordan Addison is about to become the next Vikings player to absolutely break the bank. We're talking about a potential $115 million payday that could reshape our entire salary cap situation and prove once and for all that this franchise is serious about surrounding Justin Jefferson with elite talent. Let me paint this picture for you, Skol Nation. Addison has put up 1,786 yards and 19 touchdowns in just his first 2 seasons. This kid has a nose for the end zone that's absolutely supernatural, and NFL experts are comparing his contract situation to T. Higgins, who just signed a 4-year, $115 million deal with the Bengals. Tyler Sullivan from CBS Sports just dropped this bombshell analysis that has Vikings fans everywhere doing mental gymnastics with our salary cap. Addison is extension eligible after the 2025 season, but we have him under team control through 2027 with his fifth-year option. The man is widely viewed as one of the best number 2 receivers in the entire league, playing opposite the best receiver in football, Justin Jefferson. Here's what's absolutely insane about this situation, Vikings Nation. While Addison hasn't hit that magical 1,000-yard mark yet, his touchdown production is off the charts. 20 total touchdowns in 2 seasons? That's the kind of red zone threat that wins championships. And here's the beautiful part about this whole situation. The Vikings typically aren't cheap, like some other franchises. We take care of our stars, we invest in talent, and we understand that you have to pay for elite production. If T. Higgins is worth $115 million, then Jordan Addison deserves every penny of that, and probably more. But Vikings Nation, here's where the math gets really interesting. Depending on when the Vikings look to get this deal done, it's going to be worth even more than $115 million because the market changes every single year. We could be looking at a contract that sets new benchmarks for number 2 receivers across the entire NFL. Think about what this means for our offensive identity. Skull Nation, Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, locked up long-term, creating a receiver duo that could terrorize defenses for the next half-decade. That's the kind of foundation you build Super Bowl runs on. But if you think contract negotiations and injury recoveries are wild, wait until you hear about the quarterback situation that has NFL insiders mentioning the Vikings in ways that nobody saw coming. Skull Nation, prepare for your minds to be absolutely blown. Aaron Rodgers. Yes, the 4-time MVP, the Green Bay Packers legend, the quarterback who's tortured us for over a decade, might actually be waiting for the Minnesota Vikings. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler just dropped the most shocking revelation on the Dan Patrick Show that has sent shockwaves through the entire NFL. While everyone assumes Rodgers will sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's a stunning twist that involves our Minnesota Vikings. I talked to a few teams, and they're still kind of wondering if Aaron Rodgers is just waiting on the Vikings, you know? Fowler revealed. Because the Vikings would be an ideal scenario. I talked to the Vikings, and I still don't believe it. They're moving forward with J.J. McCarthy. Vikings Nation, do you understand the implications of this? The same Aaron Rodgers who spent years breaking our hearts in Green Bay might actually want to come to Minnesota. Think about the absolute poetry of this situation. Fowler pointed out exactly why Minnesota would be a dream destination for Rodgers. We've got his old friend Aaron Jones in the backfield, and the most explosive receiver duo in the NFL with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. This would be a quarterback's paradise, a situation where Rodgers could potentially add another Super Bowl ring to his collection. But here's where this gets absolutely fascinating, Skull Nation. The Vikings have made it crystal clear that J.J. McCarthy is their guy, despite him not playing as a rookie due to injury. The organization is committed to moving forward with their young quarterback, which means Rodgers might be out of luck if this is really what he wants. And here's the kicker that should make every Vikings fan's heart race. If Aaron Rodgers really is holding out hope for Minnesota, that means even he recognizes what we've built here. The offensive talent, the supporting cast, the championship potential. It's all right there for everyone to see. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Steelers can't feel good about the fact that their presumed quarterback target might not even want to be there. Rodgers potentially preferring Minnesota over Pittsburgh is the kind of respect this franchise has been building toward for years. As Skull Nation, think about the absolute chaos this would create in the NFC North. Aaron Rodgers in purple and gold, throwing touchdown passes to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, handing the ball off to Aaron Jones, protected by a healthy Will Fries and our revamped offensive line. But Vikings fans, here's the reality check we all need to hear. The organization is committed to J.J. McCarthy, and that's probably the right move for our long-term future. We're building something special with young talent, smart contracts, and a sustainable championship model. Hit that like button. If these 3 stories have you more excited than ever about Vikings football. Comment below and tell us which development has you most fired up for the 2025 season. And subscribe because Skull Nation deserves to be the first to know about every single Vikings development. Vikings Nation, we've got a $87.7 million offensive lineman getting stronger than ever, a $115 million receiver contract on the horizon, and even 4-time MVP quarterbacks recognizing what we've built in Minnesota. The future has never looked brighter in purple and gold. What do you think, Skull Nation? Are we on the verge of something truly special in Minnesota?